Hi, in this video we're going to see how we can read off the coordinates of a point, and I'm going to explain what I mean by coordinates in a moment. Now let's just say that we've got an X number line like this. We've got a number line with numbers on it, evenly spaced, and we're going to say this is our X number line. And let's just say that we had a point, like say here. Then where is that position on the number line? Well, we can just read off the 4. This is at 4 on the number line. Another way of thinking about it is you start at 0. So we start at 0 here, and then we think how far we need to travel across on the number line. So you can see that we've gone across 1, 2, 3, 4. We've moved right 4 on that X number line, and so this is going to be 4 on the number line, right? Now, where it gets more interesting is when we introduce another direction, because at the moment we can only go left and right on this X number line. It's almost like a sort of train track. But what if we could go up and down as well? So from this 0 here, I'm going to do in a second direction here. And then we've got this kind of Y number line. So let's put some numbers on this. And now we can move both left and right and up and down. And what we actually call these is that this, rather than the X number line, it's called the X axis. So this kind of line here with the numbers on it, that's known as the X axis. And this number line with numbers on it is known as the Y axis. And this point here, where we've got 0 on both the X and the Y axis, that has a special name. It's known as the origin. So that's a really important word. It's known as the origin, where you're 0 on the x-axis and 0 on the y-axis, where these two axes meet. So this point here. So let's just say that we actually had a point here, and we wanted to know where that is on each number line. Now, if I draw a line down like this, you can see that it's at 3 on this x-axis, so it's at 3 on the x-axis, and if I draw a line across, you can see that this point is 2 on the y-axis. And another way of thinking about that is like how we move from the origin. So to get from the origin, the starting point, to this point here, we can move 3 in the x direction, so we move 3 along on the x-axis, and then we move 2 along in the y direction. So this is the y direction going up and down. We can see we've gone 2 up in the y direction. So that's 3 right in the x direction, 2 up in the y direction, the vertical direction. And then the way we write the coordinates at this point is like this. So we write brackets with a comma in the middle, and then we write 3, 2 like that. So the first number, that is known as the x coordinate, how far we've gone along on the x direction, left and right, whereas the second number is how far we've moved in the y direction, so up or down. So we can use the same principle to work out the coordinates of A. So you can see that point A, the point is here, right? So two ways of thinking about it. You can think of it as like if you start at the origin, where's the origin? Well, the origin is where these two axes, the x-axis and the y-axis meet to this point. How do we get to the point A? Well, if we go in the x direction, so in the right direction, because this is the left-right direction, we can see we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the x direction. So 5 in the x direction. And then how far do we need to go in the y direction? You can see the y direction is up and down vertically. So you can see you have to go 1, 2, 3 like that. So the coordinates would be, comma with brackets. The first number is the x coordinate, so the 5, and the second number is the y coordinate, the 3. So remember that the first number is x, the second number is y, and these are in alphabetical order. So the x direction, left, right, comes first before the y direction, up, down. But what might be easier to read this off is if you just had the point A, you can just draw a line vertically down to get to the x-axis, and you can see you can read off that 5 there. So that is the x value. And then if you draw a line horizontally to get to the y-axis, this is the y-axis here, you can see I've read off 3, so that's going to be the second number of your coordinate. If you just wanted another example, like this point here, I draw a line down to get to the x-axis. I can see I've got a value of 2, so the first coordinate is going to be 2, and then if you draw a line horizontally to get to the y-axis, you can see the y-axis is here, that's 4, so the second number would be 4, and we're done.